What's good, folks? It's Frame here with a new Warframe video, taking a look at the Nora Mix Volume 1 Update 31.2.0. I tried to memorize the numbers, but anyway, what came in this update is another intermission, Nightwave, which is... yeah. Anyway, the new Garuda Rework. Yes, we've had several in the past, but this one seems to be the best one out of the old ones. It makes her more mobile, gives her some more iframes. She's pretty much harder to kill now. And we got some new Augment Reworks. They are some good ones, and most of them are bad because they're on Warframes that need a rework. Not Augment Reworks, but a complete kit rework. Brand example is Hydroid and Inaros. Yes, we can meme around with one of the Inaros augments, which I'll go over, but Hydroid is just not worth using. Rework the Warframe. Don't give us Augment Reworks, but rework the Warframe. Anyway, we're gonna take a look at Garuda and all her glory. I have no helmet ability here because I'll be taking a look at each individual skill and how it performs. Let's head over to the simulacrum. I'll be taking out natural talent just to show you how the abilities function without that additional casting speed. If you notice on the right side, just above her energy and abilities, she has a new meter. This is her new passive. Her old passive had you lose health, drop all the way down to 2 HP to give you that 100% damage multiplier. But now all you have to do is kill enemies and you get that buff. Now, these kills don't have to be you killing anything all the time. They also count as assists. For example, I just tagged those enemies right now, kill them, and as you notice, I already have 100% of my buff. And this buff does decay over time, so all you have to do is kill enemies and maintain the buff. You can easily tag them by shooting an AoE weapon or casting your fourth ability. Her second passive is her talents. All you have to do is unequip any melee and you get access to her talents. Anything happen to these melees? No, they're pretty much still the same, and I'm sure they'll be the same when it comes to the prime. First ability is pretty much the same, but it deals double damage, and you get an iframe when you cast it. Right there, invulnerability. And this is without natural talent, so you can see, even though they claim to increase the animation speed, it's still really slow. So, when you charge it up, it will immediately detonate when you run out of energy. I'm out of energy, boom, it immediately casts. So you don't have that leeway as you did before, where you can position it properly. This is actually a nerf rather than a buff, so I wish they just kept it the way it was before. And also, on top of that, your mirror reorientates itself a lot faster than it did before. So that's a good thing. Her second ability gives you an iframe when you cast it. But is it still worth using over any other helmet ability? No. It's some additional iframes, but you can get that by casting your first ability or your fourth ability or using Rolling Guard. Her second ability is still the same. It heals you when you're within the aura. You can have 3 of them at a time. So we have 1, 2, 3. You cast a new one. The old one goes away. Simple as that. Now, there is a caveat to this, is that if you need the healing to replenish your health, you have to come back to the blood altar. So, lose your health, and there's no enemies here, you can't heal yourself. You have to move back to the altar to get that HP back, and it doesn't heal you as fast. You need to have 3 of them to get that fast healing, and it's not as fast as you want. So it's better to just replace his abilities with utilities like, I don't know, Healing Return, Daikyu Nikana combo for that lifesteal, Gloom, I mean, shoot, AoE lifesteal right there, Fire Blast with the Augment for some health, and it's way faster, instantaneous, and one of the best ones is Nourish from Grendel. Yes, an ability that comes from a horrible frame can be used on other Warframes and make them just better. So yeah, Nourish gives you toxin damage and heals you, and it's so fast, and you can use it on the go. So again, even though they gave an iframe to the second ability, it's still not that great to use. And the great thing about Nourish is that you can replace an elemental mod because you give yourself elemental damage bonus with Nourish. Now, the third ability gives you more energy when you use it, and on top of that, it cleanses you of status effects. Now, you may be wondering, oh, that means you don't have to use Rolling Guard. No, Rolling Guard is still really good because not only does it cleanse you of status effects, it gives you 3 seconds of invulnerability. Lastly, her fourth ability. So what you can do is tap it, and it will automatically charge for you, or you can hold it down and you can control the charge. The charge rate has been slightly increased, so that's kind of good, but you'll still need to use natural talent regardless. And the best thing now is that you can sprint while casting it, making her a bit more mobile and making her second ability a lot more useless. Her first, her third, and her fourth is about being mobile. But her 2 has you stay in that area and come back to that area. So I would highly recommend replacing her 2 yet again. Simple build for this. Use Blending Talents for that insta-cast. It's still better than charging up her 4th ability. And last mod, 100% on the bleeds. Insta-cast with Blending Talents. Even though Blending Talents is an amazing augment, it still needs a range upgrade. And that's pretty much it. You don't need Arcane Energize on this Warframe, Arcane Eruption for that CC, Avenger for the crit chance, but this only works when you take damage, not when you cast your 3rd ability, and replace the 2nd ability with whatever you want. I am going to be using Nourish, and just put Nourish. When you helmet this ability, you only get the Toxin Damage Multiplier, which is more than enough, and the Healing, which is perfect for this Garuda build. Get rid of this Blood Altar because you do not need it. Peep this. You start off the mission with no energy, press your 3rd ability. Oh, look at that. I have no health. 2 casts, you're fully healed. Need a bit more energy? Need to heal up? There you go. Simple as that. And you don't even need enemies. Blood Altar needs you to stab an enemy just so you can get that heal. Another downside to that ability. Cast our Dread Mirror. Cast our 4. Get rid of enemies. Pretty straightforward build right there.
Activating it will buy you more time.
Let's do that rolling guard. Get that iframe. We cast abilities and we get our shields back. So we're pretty hard to kill. We have so many ways to stay alive. Like literally, so many ways. Press that 4. Get some energy, get some health. Pretty simple. She's self-sustained. Look at how deadly and so easy to use when you don't have a horrible second ability. Alright, we've built up a lot of Dread Mirror damage. Alright, let's see how this works. We're gonna cast it by holding. Get everybody acquainted with the bleeds. Boom. Big damage. Look at that. Get some energy back. Heal up. And just boom. Kill things. Press 4. Everybody's bleeding. And have them take more damage. Alright, here we are in the Simulacrum testing out the Smoke Shadow Augment, which is the new Ash Augment that grants you 150% crit chance while cloaked with the Augment, not other forms of invisibility. So I took the Dread here, testing out the Dread. It is 50% crit chance. Now, since the Augment works like a point strike, equipping point strike will give us over 100% crit chance, making us go into orange crit territory. So 50% crit chance with the Smoke Shadow activated. It does not show for you, but it only shows for allies. We should be hitting orange. We hit 1 orange right there, so it does work for us. We don't see any white damage numbers except the DOT. That means we are critting 100% of the time and a chance to hit orange crit. So yes, we do get the additional crit chance when we're invisible. Unfortunately, it doesn't show the buff for us. And it scales with duration, so however long your invisibility lasts for, that's how long you will get the buff for. Simple as that. So yes, the Augment does work for you, even though it's stated for allies. It's another case of bad wording by DE and bad UI coding by DE. Alright, now the second worthwhile augment to take a look at is the Furious Javelin augment. This gives you a multiplicative weapon damage multiplier. Now it has been increased from 10 to 15, so we're gonna get a lot more, and it does scale of power strength and the amount of enemies you've hit with your Furious Javelin. So gather up enemies, Boom. We got 401 damage multiplier on melee. Look at that. We're hitting millions. And let's hope it's not going to be additive to prime pressure point. So what I'm saying is let's hope it remains a damage multiplier and not a base damage multiplier. So right now, without Furious Javelin, gonna prime them up, toss that around 1.9 million, 2 million. So pretty damn good bleeds right there. All right, gather them up, prime them, hit them with that Furious Javelin. Damn. I didn't even see the tick number. Damn. Yo, chill. Woo. Let's do that again. Oh, they were disintegrated. Damn. Whew. Okay. Okay. Shit. It's part of my language, but yeah. Yeah. You saw exactly what happened right there. Sheesh. Okay, here we are in the patch notes, taking a look at the other augments, which unfortunately I did not own because they were never really good. And yeah, not being a Warframe content creator, you don't get free stuff. So let's go check it out. The Rumbler augment, even though it looks good with the damage increase, all of that, I'm not sure it's going to be worthwhile using. We'll test it out more later down the line when I actually get the augment. Because right now, the most powerful Atlas build is his punching build. And it's using either 1 or 2 augments, that all have to do with his landslide. So adding a third augment or replacing another augment for this could be weird, but it could work for some niche unique builds, which I definitely want to try out. Endless Lullaby, not worth using, way too slow. Furious Javelin, as you just saw, it hits hard. Surging Dash, unfortunately, not worth using. Mending Splinters, also not worth using if you do not die. Like, Gara is hard to kill, first of all. You have shields, you have damage reduction, and damage reduction to those shields, and shield gating. So yeah, if you take damage to your health, is either you're taking toxin damage or you're just sitting there like a Pepega and dying. Dread Ward, clunky to use, but it could be used in some situations, so not worth it. Harrow does not need any augments. So the old version of Tribunal, other players will proc 50% of the effects of Penance and Thurible. Yes, it's good to buff your allies, but Harrow doesn't need any augments on his build, and putting any augments on his build kind of cucks his build. So I would avoid using augments entirely, unless you're trying to do some meme strats to buff your allies just so they can do some damage. Other than that, not worth it. Also, Chroma's Effigy, not worth it. Entire Hydroid abilities and augments, not worth using. I wonder why they gave this one a star and all the other ones didn't have it. Did they edit this? Probably edited. All right, so Desiccation Curse. Killing a blinded enemy with a finisher has a 75% chance of summoning a Sand Shadow. Now this Sand Shadow, was it like, did it scale with health, power strength, or what? Not sure. Who knows? Now it's a 100% chance and increases the Shadow's damage. So copium, but yeah. Elemental Sandstorm. Sandstorm has a 50% chance of inflicting status effects based on the damage types and mods equipped on melee weapon. This actually looks interesting. Now it has a 100% chance. This could be interesting because now you can use your Sandstorm with that melee weapon as a primer. Prime enemies, switch off, and then shoot with your weapon that has Condition Overload. You know, the Galvanized Savvy, Galvanized Shot, those mods. This could be interesting. I would definitely want to try this out. And again, Rift Heaven is just, if you're using it in sortie mission, or I don't know, was it ever used in arbitrations to heal the operative? I don't know. And the rest is just a bunch of fashion and some optimization and fixes. And of course, the Nightwave. All right, folks, that has been it from me. If you've enjoyed and learned something from this video, please feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.